you grew up in Delhi, so you speak.
Yeah, in Delhi. I spent very, very few years in...
But you can speak Tamil?
I can speak Tamil, but not with the kind of fluency and command of vocabulary that I would like.
Russian, it seems, I believe.
Russian is different because I actually studied Russian when I was in the Foreign Service. We are allotted a language, so I went there. So I actually properly studied it using books and so on. It's been many, many years, but I have a certain vocabulary and a very, very, that residual memory. So once you go in there, it takes just a few days, but the vocabulary of foreign policy, if I were to watch, let us say, news, I'd be able to get a lot of that.
Okay.
If I were to be on the street, it'll take me longer because there'll be accent, more colloquial stuff. I have a certain, I would say, working rudimentary sense of Japanese because I do need to talk to my wife from time to time.
Okay. So this multicultural exchanges that you have at home, tell me about that. Japanese wife, Tamil husband, how does...
Look, what has happened is we've kind of evolved something which is peculiar to us, and this happens, in this situation. I mean, it could be your food, it could be your slang language, what you say to each other. I mean, we use phrases which somebody else listening in would find very difficult because there could be Japanese slang put in an English sentence, sometimes with a Hindi twist because my wife's linguistic ability is much better than mine. So we sort of end up with some kind of, I would say,
she can speak Hindi too a little bit.
She speaks Hindi, but she again picked it up without studying.
Without studying.
Without studying.
Okay.
So I learned Hungarian, but unfortunately it's very rusty because when you don't use a language.
Reading it ulta, no?
No. Hungarian is
Sida.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's a very complex language.
Okay.
So it's a Finno-Greek group. So people make more claims about me than I do myself. I'm very, very...
Everybody wants to know, are you going to contest Lok Sabha polls in 2024?
I am a Rajya Sabha member. My term expires this year. After that, we'll have to see.
No, don't give... see this, I don't know how many, 25 years maybe I've heard these diplomatic answers from you and tried to find answers.
No, look, on...
Would you want to?
On these things, I tell you, I'm going back to your first question. I'm actually honestly in awe of people, of everybody, irrespective of party, who have spent their lives in politics, because you actually don't know how incredibly hard it is, how demanding it is, how much it takes up not of your time but of your life, the kind of effort that they put. There are no Saturday, Sunday, holiday, morning, night, nothing. And it's only when you are in politics that you can actually see what it is. And I would say those who particularly contest Lok Sabha, they are like at the cutting edge of that, because it's an enormous demand.
But most people would think that it's a life of privilege. Lal Batti wali gaadi, Lachin's bungalow.
Look, I know that is the popular impression, and I say this. Please do not think I'm saying it because I joined politics. I'm saying it because actually I'm only now getting into political life, and I'm getting into it at a fairly ripe age from another profession. Even I did not realize it till, I would watch politicians, as I said. Watching them, meeting them from time to time is very different. When you actually see the lives, live the life, the kind of travel they do, the kind of openness of, with which you have to keep your activities going. It's a huge...
You're doing that in Rajya Sabha. You're doing that as a Rajya Sabha MP. You're traveling a lot. You're traveling within the country. You're traveling outside the country.
Look, it's not a patch on what the others do. Because I do spend as a minister, I have to spend a lot of time here. As a Delhi person, I have to spend a lot of time here. The Rajya Sabha demands are far less than the Lok Sabha demands. So I look at honestly my colleagues, and again, this is a non-political, it's a non-partisan point. It's a political point. I actually marvel at really, how much of an effort people in politics have to make. It's a very tough life.
Just in conclusion, when you were saying non-partisan, I must comment on this, that when you joined the government, there are many in my friend circle, in my colleague circle, who were like, why does Dr. Jaishankar want to join politics? Why? He's had such a sterling career in bureaucracy. And many felt very let down when you joined politics, that, now you've chosen a party. You represented just India, but now you've chosen a political party. And in 2014, there was a kind of a watershed moment, and maybe even 2018 later, 2019 too, where even Mr. Modi brings that out in many people. That people adore him and they're like him a lot. And on the other side, they feel that, no, not him. So when you chose to join the BJP, you made that choice. You moved away. Did you feel you lost friends at that stage, or many people who moved away from you?
No, look, as I said, I gave it a lot of thought. Remember, I became minister at the end of May. I think I joined the party, I can't remember the exact date, but I must have thought about it roughly for about a month, thought about it means not like every day thinking about it, but I gave the matter thought. I joined because my sense is that they are the right party at the right time for India's rise and progress. Because at the end of the day, when you ask, so what are you in it for? After all, which one of us would not like to say, I also made some difference somewhere? The country went up, and somewhere you can debate how much.
Played a role.
You played a role. So, I had no active desire to join politics at all. To me, as I said, it came as a complete surprise that the Prime Minister could even consider me for such a job. And I became a minister before I kind of entered a political party. So I would be somewhat different from many other people, who may have also been in bureaucracy before they went down that route. I do feel sometimes that the argumentation, the debate, sometimes the relationships, the civility, especially in Delhi, is more polarized than it should be for the people concerned or for the good of the country. But sometimes that is the way it is.
You're a pakka Delhi boy. You've also lived in Washington DC. I think it was Reagan, right, who said that if you want a friend in this.
Truman
who said
he said,
get
go
a dog.
Get a dog. Yes.
Go get a dog. Do you feel that about Delhi too?
No. Look, I still I do not get the time to socialize anymore. I snatch, hello there and a cup of coffee here sort of thing. But I wouldn't say that. Maybe some of this are arguments with people I've known for a long time. So I know what you are saying. I know there are many people who you and I have both known for a long time.
Yeah, decades.
Decades. Who have political preferences which are very different from mine. But my understanding of what our life in a democratic society is supposed to be is that you each have your viewpoint. I don't necessarily build my friendships on party positions.
Do the others do the same?
Others meaning?
The others, those same people who are unable to keep up with those friendships because of your political decision?
I honestly don't know the answer. I think that's something you have to ask them. I do accept that in the last few years, there would be people whose political feelings are so strong that it may be coloring the vision of me. But I would say at least my closest friends, many of whom, by the way, are not BJP supporters or Modi supporters, my really closest friends, I have not seen that happening.
What is your day of last question. When you want to chill, when you want to relax, what do you do? Read a book, music, go for a meal?
No.
What do you do?
Look, I read a lot even otherwise. I don't need, because I'm on a plane. If you're on planes.
And you fly commercial. You don't even take a special aircraft.
Yeah, I fly commercial as far as I can.
Yeah.
And
you're the old fashioned. You carry books.
Yes, I carry books.
You're not a Kindle person as yet, or you're not all that. You still carry this old fashioned.
Yes, because books, at least I'm old fashioned. I do watch movies. I usually download it on my
I've never seen you watching a movie in a flight or chilling with a movie. I've always seen you with books.
Maybe we should fly more together.
All right. On that note, thank you so much for this conversation.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thanks. Thank you for watching or listening in to this podcast. Do like or subscribe on whichever channel you have seen this or heard this. Namaste. Jai Hind.